Attendees had to sign a waiver saying they understood the risk of getting coronavirus and wouldn't sue if they got it there. So, okay, people, don't go to any event where you have to sign a waiver saying you're not going to sue them if you get coronavirus there. And by the way, also don't go to any restaurant where you have to sign a waiver saying you're not going to sue them if you get coronavirus there. Because I saw something, if I can find it, I will show a clip of it in this video. It was like a news story about a restaurant that was making people who went to eat there sign a waiver. The waiver said something like, you acknowledge that our employees are not wearing masks and gloves and will not sue us if they give you coronavirus. People don't go there. And by there, I mean not only that restaurant, but any restaurant or any event that makes you sign that kind of waiver. If somebody chooses to have an event right now during the coronavirus outbreak, and they choose to not make their employees or the attendees wear masks or gloves or practice social distancing, that person should be able to be sued if somebody gets coronavirus there. And that's one of my biggest problems with the National Rainbow Gathering happening this year. After I take off my slippers, I am going to read you an absolutely absurd news article about Donald Trump's presidential rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma yesterday. This is the article that I'm reading from. It is from Bloomberg.
I just want to thank all of you. You are warriors. I've been watching the fake news for weeks now, and everything is negative. Don't go, don't come, don't do anything. Today it was like, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. You are warriors. Thank you. We had some very bad people outside. They were doing bad things. I stand before you today to declare the silent majority is stronger than ever before. 5 months from now, we're going to defeat Sleepy Joe Biden. Boy, does he get a pass from these people, huh? We're going to stop the radical left. We're going to build a future of safety and opportunity for Americans of every race, color, religion, and creed. Republicans are the party of liberty, equality, and justice for all. We are the party of Abraham Lincoln, and we are the party of law and order.
Make this stop. Well, pretty soon they're going to be the party of coronavirus. I cannot believe that the President of the United States did this. I realize that Trump thinks that he is immune to coronavirus because he is taking hydroxychloroquine. Now, first of all, that's not necessarily true. Second of all, it could potentially make him able to get it and just not get symptoms and still spread it. How could the President of the United States get a bunch of people to gather like this, to stand close together, to cheer during the coronavirus outbreak? If you didn't already believe that Donald Trump was dangerous or insane, well, this is absolute proof that he is. So if you were not convinced before, you should be now. And by the way, I also despise Joe Biden and think that it is idiotic that the Democratic Party chose him to run against Trump. Trump dedicated portions of his speech to the virus, at one point calling it the Kung flu. Oh my God. He also sought to play down the risks of the pandemic. He said, testing is a double-edged sword. When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people. So I said to my people, slow the testing down. A White House official who asked not to be identified, of course, later said the president was joking when he spoke about slowing down testing. His speech, which ran roughly 1 hour and 44 minutes, saw him touch on recent controversies, including speculation about his health and online jokes about why he appeared to struggle to drink glasses of water without using both hands. On Saturday, which was yesterday, after he was brought a glass of water, Trump flamboyantly drank it with one hand and then flung it aside. The crowd cheered. And by the way, this crowd was a crowd of people who were mostly not wearing masks and not practicing social distancing. And the reason they were not wearing masks and not practicing social distancing is that the Trump administration took the city of Tulsa to court, and the court ruled that they could not force people attending the event to wear masks or practice social distancing. And attendees had to sign a waiver saying they understood the risk of getting coronavirus and wouldn't sue if they got it there. So, okay, people, don't go to any event where you have to sign a waiver saying you're not going to sue them if you get coronavirus there. And by the way, also don't go to any restaurant where you have to sign a waiver saying you're not going to sue them if you get coronavirus there. Because I saw something, if I can find it, I will show a clip of it in this video. It was like a news story about a restaurant that was making people who went to eat there sign a waiver. The waiver said something like, you acknowledge that our employees are not wearing masks and gloves and will not sue us if they give you coronavirus. People don't go there. And by there, I mean not only that restaurant, but any restaurant or any event that makes you sign that kind of waiver. If somebody chooses to have an event right now during the coronavirus outbreak, and they choose to not make their employees or the attendees wear masks or gloves or practice social distancing, that person should be able to be sued if somebody gets coronavirus there. And that's one of my biggest problems with the National Rainbow Gathering happening this year, despite the fact that almost all of the people who normally organize it and manage it have decided to boycott it and not be involved. Because rainbow gatherings by nature are unofficial, unpermitted events. So if somebody goes to the National Rainbow Gathering and they get coronavirus, there's not going to be like an official organization or corporation they can sue. Like if somebody decided to have a music festival in the forest right now with 50,000 dirty hippies attending the music festival, and somebody got coronavirus at that music festival, well, they could sue the organizers. Who are you going to sue if you get coronavirus at the Rainbow Gathering? Either nobody or the idiotic schmuck that the Forest Service people conned into signing the permit. Because that's what they do. They go up to some random person and say, everybody here is going to get in trouble because this event has no permit. We just need somebody to sign this permit. If you sign this permit, everybody here is not going to get in trouble. And then the idiotic schmuck signs the permit and they get sued by the federal government for all the damage done to the national forest by every single random person that attended that rainbow gathering. So first of all, don't sign that permit if they walk up to you and ask you to. Second of all, don't go to the National Rainbow Gathering. Third, even though I'm telling you not to go, I might go just so I can film it. Because my 2011 Rainbow Gathering started with me saying, while my face was covered in mosquito bites, I don't have the measles. I've just been to the National Rainbow Gathering in 2011 in Washington. And I can't resist the urge to go to the 2020 Rainbow Gathering in Idaho and film just how filthy and unclean it is, just so I can make a parody of my 2011 video. I'll start it out by saying, I hope I don't have coronavirus, because I've just been to the 2020 National Rainbow Gathering in Idaho. People, the rest of the world, thinks that we are nuts. And by we, I mean Americans. They think we are nuts because we're opening our country back up and everybody is going out in public and socializing with each other without taking any kind of precautions to prevent coronavirus. And because of that, we're spreading it to each other. And because of that, our infection rates, hospitalization rates, and death rates are going up. They think we're nuts. And this is like pretty serious because many people in many countries for many years have thought that America is like the leader of the world. So when a global crisis hits and America mismanages it worse than any other country, that like makes us look bad. And some people in the world understand that we have a wacko, crazy, nutso president. And it's not really like my fault or your fault, but his fault. But other people don't, because they think that we have a true democracy, which we don't. And they think that because we voted him in, that we are all responsible for his actions. Words cannot express how dismayed I am about this situation. Watch the news. Not the American news, but like the Australian news, the British news, the German news, the Indian news, the Malaysian news, the news from any country other than America. And you will understand what is really going on, because even though the media is dishonest in every single country, American media won't tell you all the awful, dirty, nasty things that America is doing. But other countries' medias will. Just like our media reports on all the awful, nasty things that other countries are doing. So if you want the full picture, you should watch the news from countries other than your own. And this applies to you if you live in a country other than America too. If you live in China, the Chinese media isn't going to tell you all the awful, dirty, nasty things that the Chinese government is doing either, people. So take my advice on this and get your news from news agencies from around the world, and also from individuals like me who will tell you the truth despite what the media in any country says. YouTubers are actually a great source of information. I found out about the coronavirus from a YouTuber before it was ever on the news. In his video, he said he was going to make the video before it was on the news, and then he saw it on the news, but whatever news report he saw, I didn't see it. It wasn't like on the national breaking news or anything like that. No, not at all whatsoever. In fact, I didn't hear about the coronavirus on the news until like a few days to a week after he talked about it. Anyway, people will tell you what's really going on in the world, okay? People giving you first-hand information. And the media in your country will most likely not tell you the truth about what your own government is doing. Trust me, both of these facts are true. I have rambled on for far too long, and I am now going to end this video. Please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. And please help me out to make more videos by donating money to me on Patreon or other sites. If you don't want to donate money to me, you can help me out in other ways. You can buy things from me off of my Amazon wishlist or other sites. Thank you for watching this video. Bye, people.